If you're here, I'm gonna assume that you have seen pretty much every kind of build I've posted to this channel for Dead Cells. Most of the time, it's some kind of busted build setup. But what we haven't really done is explore what's my favorite stuff. Like, what are the things that I like to pick? Maybe it's not the strongest build in the world. Maybe it won't show up in your S tier or triple S tier video. This is gonna start off with Boi Axe, and it's probably gonna turn into a lot more stuff than that. But my goal here, funny enough, I posted last time a video. Ooh, I thought I had a shield for a second. I posted last time a video dedicated to brutality, and it was called my favorite brutality builds. And it happened to be Bladed Tonfa. And I had a few comments come in and say, V, we absolutely need a top 3 favorite video. And like, okay, I can't really get top 3 favorite brutality builds. However, I figure, you know what? How about if I just alternate between some of the different colors? We'll do tactics second, and then from there, maybe I'll think about doing survival. Like, I have a few survival things in mind. Right now, we're using the Boi Axe plus the blowgunner? Is that what this thing's called? I think that's the name of the monster. The blowgun itself did get a little bit of an improvement because it now does poison clouds on every hit, which means you can finally kill stuff that's facing front instead of always going for the back of the monster, so long as it dies to the poison. We're really here for the Boi Axe, but the way I wanted to play this out, I wanted to make sure it was as close to a pseudo-normal setup of Dead Cells as possible. We are playing custom mode. We do have a couple of things set up. Really just starting off with the Boi Axe, and then anything else from there is going to be RNG. As you all know, development for Dead Cells has stopped. So, not gonna lie, I feel a little bit rusty right now. I've been playing a lot of the other action roguelikes that we've been showing. For example, Windblown is something that we've already put on the channel. But I know I'm feeling rusty because it's already halfway through Prison Quarters, and I'm already half HP. But luckily, we were able to get some cheese. Okay, so first biome choice. What I've been liking to do is I would just go for whatever the incentive is. This happens to be Promenade. So we're going to swerve into this direction. Is it a good map for us? Honestly, when you're playing ranged, Promenade's not that bad. The big issue with Promenade is all of the bats as well as protectors. Like, you're not able to do your damage because the protector's kind of in your way. Don't think we're really gonna use the Wings of the Crow, but I'll just take it just in case. So we're getting our first piece of the puzzle here. It's not even a tactics mutation. Well, I guess in some ways it is. We're using ammo. For those who don't know, on the final update of Dead Cells, you're able to play Boi Axe with ammo mutation and get 2 axes. You do have to press the button twice. It's not like it'll throw it out instantaneously, but it's actually strong enough to kill most things on its own, as I almost died to a runner. Now, the blowgun is good. Like, don't get me wrong about that. However, now I really don't have a need to press the blowgun button at all. This is now all of a sudden turning into a Boi Axe setup. Now, funny enough, I have a top 3 tactics video, and when I was making up this segment for YouTube, I tried to think, all right, let's not do something that's an existing top 3. I want something that maybe the viewer hasn't seen from me before. Even though I'm always a proponent for Boi Axe, I hope you all don't think I never run this thing. Alright, so that was a cursed monster. Cursed me. I technically knew it was there. It's not like it was hiding from me. Rare usage of blowgun. Now, there is a phaser there, and you could do some like pretty snazzy gameplay where you phaser onto the monster and then hit it with a very good, we'll actually grab this. You phaser onto the monster, you have point blank on the boy, and then you just hit it and do like a crap ton of damage. That is a thing you can do. You can also pair it with Ranger's gear to do like even more burst damage. That doesn't necessarily help with a couple of scenarios, it's such as like bosses, but it's not like that bad of an idea, I think. Ooh, I actually thought I did the dodge roll. See, I feel like that's rustification. Okay, so there's an elite, and then a cursed monster below me. Funny enough, that cursed monster, I forget its name, but it has like a Spelunky ghost, for those who know Spelunky. Back in the day, the way how you used to fight those is you would just run away from it and it'll chase you. In 5 BC, it'll teleport after you, and that way you could just kill it after the teleport. I'm actually gonna take the shield, because I know for a fact I'm spamming Boi Axe here. Like, I know I used the blowgun for that elite, but that's only because I felt like it, to be honest. Another good indicator of how good the build is. Ooh, this is a nasty setup. So this thing's gonna curse me. It didn't curse me. Interesting. I, for the life of me, have no idea why. One good indicator of how strong your build is, if you're playing on 5 BC, is your malaise count. Malaise, as you know, fills over time, and then it actually goes away per monster kill until you've killed, what, 90% of the monsters on the map? It's something like that. It actually, like, reduces the time that you get malaise, like, the lower the amount of monster there are. So the closer you get to that 90% number, the less malaise you're getting over time. Now, if you look, I am like, I'm chilling. So what's happening here is that my build's good enough that I can kill monsters extremely quickly and not even have to worry about malaise. In fact, a lot of people have asked me for 5 BC tips for Dead Cells, and I never tell them to speedrun, because really, like, malaise management is not about going fast. It's about having a good build. The better the build is, the less amount of malaise you have. Like, look at this, I have 0. All right, so we're going into the next biome. It is Prison Depths, but unfortunately, it is a cursed Prison Depths, which is not great, because you're losing out on one of the benefits of a cursed biome, is the chance at an extra cursed chest. And the cursed chest is guaranteed here. All right, we will take the leveled up Boi Axe, going from level 4 to level 9. Wow, is quite the jump. It's actually leveled up because this is a cursed biome, right? The other benefit of cursed biomes is that the monsters, not the monsters, the items are actually +1 level. So the second mutation we're gonna take here, we're actually using Acrobatipack. Funny enough, Boi Axe is a great Acrobatipack user. The throw is almost instant cast. You're rolling quite a bit because, like, you're running so quickly. And then all you need is a good backpack weapon. Right now, I happen to use the laser glaive, which is honestly not my favorite, but it's not nothing. It will actually do its job. Kind of like that. Even if it just gives like a quick, a quick tickle on the monster ahead of it. Ooh, wow, that parry. Oh my god, I actually almost fainted. All right, I already lost my thought. So this is not a terrible area for this build, especially since I got a leveled up weapon. However, if I didn't have a leveled up Boi Axe, we might be struggling at least a little bit. There may even be some slight anti-synergy with the laser glaive, because if you think about it, my Boi Axe is almost strong enough to kill the first monster it hits. So with laser glaive requiring monsters to bounce off of, what's it gonna bounce on? The first monster's already dead. Again, as I said, it's not my first choice. That laser glaive right there, all it did was a tickle on the hammer. Oh, wow. I don't know if you all saw that. That was me getting cursed, and then a lacerator from out of nowhere. Very, very scary stuff. That's all thanks to that masker. Let's try to avoid... Wow. What a box. That means I probably can't attack the masker. Okay. Why did that thing have aggro to me? I didn't even do anything yet. All right, let's see if we can get a better Acrobatipack. Lightning Bolt is an option. It's not my #1 option, not gonna lie. However, it will do us a little bit of good. As you see, it does actually work, and it comes out for long enough to actually get a crit. Legendary? Legendary Crowbar. Ancient Sewers, next cursed area. I've been complaining about getting cursed, and yet I keep going to these areas. So whose fault is it really if I die? All right, I have a little bit of money. I'm gonna do one quick roll on the lightning bolt. Slowdown damage, shoots arrows, victims burn. We'll keep it because I really don't want to dump too much money in there. All right, last bit is obviously the point blank. That's gonna do tremendous damage a little bit later. Ooh, of course. Of course we see the bank now. There was a bug at one point where the curse incentive would actually fall off and never reappear if you go into the bank. I think it's been fixed. To be honest, I don't know 100% for sure. And to be fair, since development's over, like if there is a bug, it might be in there for life. However, I like to think, oops. Ooh, I guess that's another benefit of the lightning bolt, is that now it can kill crabs. I really don't think they can block the lightning bolt. And if they can, that makes absolutely no sense from a physics standpoint. All right, so we're looking for the curse ASAP. Bank is actually a harder map. Like it is just straight up stronger monsters. However, the curse that shows up is a power scroll. So like, I think the goal is to get the curse ASAP. So we have a 10 curse, there's bats, plenty of easy stuff for us to kill, famous last words, of course. Just want to make sure that we're rolling around at the speed of sound in order to get the lightning bolt as much as possible. What I'm really looking for here, I want a flame blast. Bosenka, is that what it's called? Katon, for all my weebs out there. I think that is going to be the ideal setup here. And when it comes to like, okay, favorite tactics builds, that is my favorite setup. We just have to get it. And if it doesn't show up, luckily it's a roguelike game, so we're playing the most roguelike version of this possible. Okay, first shot, we did not get lucky. I actually passed over a lightning bolt. I could have mimic checked it, I suppose, but lightning bolt's not my first goal here. It's not my one true pair with this weapon. Not gonna lie, the lightning bolt is a lot more effective than I thought it would be. Now, if I could get a lightning bolt that did like bonus damage to rooted target, it'd be even better. But this thing is lighting them up. If you ever struggle on getting your 60 doors, I would say this kind of build is one that would actually do a very good job. Most of the time, monsters are dying before they're like even remotely close to me, and then if they don't, they eat a point blank Boi Axe to the face. Tesla coil for bosses, damage to rooted target, mimic check. It is a mimic. Figures. Oh, wow. Okay, goodbye. The bonus damage to rooted target on the Tesla coil is gonna be kind of cool. I don't know, like, oh my god, it's raining legendaries. Legendary whip sword deals critical damage for a longer window. Not gonna lie, I don't even know if that functions correctly. Typically, when you do the form change on whip sword, you have like a 3-hit combo you can do, and then the crits go away. And I feel like the window was increased by 0.01%. The odds of you getting like 4 hits, let alone more than 4, is like really slim. Another legendary? No way. What is the seed? All right. 666, Mark of the Beast, 170. Use that. This is a god seed right here. Stuns any enemy parry. This is basically saying, oh, you have a cudgel, but it's also a parry shield at the same time. It's like cudgel stun with a buttload of damage on top of it, which is really strong, I think. All right, we will do Celeste. The only thing I'm really looking for is a Fire Blast. There's not really a colorless item that I think this game could possibly show me that I would take at this point. And the whole point of the video is supposed to be favorite tactics builds. So if they show me something like extra spicy, okay, fair. Little 5 things I wish I knew Dead Cells moment. Always pan your camera down. If you're playing on keyboard and mouse, I have no idea how you're supposed to do that. If anyone in the comments knows how to pan your camera as a keyboard and mouse player, please let me know. That way I can have that for any future discussion. All right, Celeste is done. Reward is, it's actually a marksman bow, which funny enough, that's not terrible, but the lightning bolt's gonna be better, and we're gonna be close range anyway. So with all of that work, we have one more area to clear. There is another Tesla coil. Like potentially you could look at this and say, all right, I actually don't need to do this segment. because there's no reward for me. We already saw where the Mimic was. I don't need a health pot. Really, the only thing that could happen is, for example, that monster could have dropped Fire Blast. In fact, it could be even worse that we just straight up die to a Gold Gorger. But maybe this is a good test of how good the build is. And to be honest, that looked pretty good to me. All right, with our melees clear, as you see, we are down to 0 melees once again, as a testament to how strong the build is. All right, first boss, Conjunctivius. We only have 14 tactics. That is not a incredibly high number. So no one better say we only won because I have a like dummy amount of stats. Making sure we're staying close. Nice. Now you could run support here since you do have the Tesla coil. I'm not because I like really value having that point blank. But if you think about it, like technically on bosses, the support's gonna go a little bit further because it's also enhancing everything else you do, not just the Boi Axe. There we go. Let's try a stun. Okay, it did not get stunned. And I think that's because any hard CC on a tentacle just forces them back underground. It's actually... that's like intelligent AI design, right? To have the monster go back in its hole if it gets stunned up. That didn't stun either. I'm really surprised. Does this only stun in melee range? Nice. Easy hitless Conjunctivius. Boomerang. It's also level 9. That's tempting. It's like, is a boomerang more effective than a lightning bolt in the backpack? I actually don't know. What's nice about boomerang is it can roll things like poison on hit, and that's stuff that lightning bolt cannot get. Next area, we're gonna go into the graveyard. Again, I'm just following the incentive. I know people have asked me for a biome guide, an updated one, and I probably can still do it. But right now, the way I play Dead Cells is I try my best. Wow, we just missed the speedrun door. I'm at 2043, based on how fast we've been going. May as well, right? Even though a Mimic Tesla coil is very strong, a Legendary Cleaver is honestly gonna just destroy anything that touches. Alright, so this is Greed. We got the Groot damage, so maybe we just leave it at that. Technically, that's better than the 50% while you're full, assuming that the monster's rooted the entire time. I guess that doesn't always happen, right? Now, I won't say that the Boomerang's the right choice here, and I'm gonna kind of show you why. So even though Boomerang is a fantastic weapon, keep in mind that in the backpack, it's only gonna hit the first target, and then get stuck on whatever like the farthest target is. So what's gonna end up happening when I'm playing something like Boi Axe is that the Boi Axe is gonna kill stuff, and then there's a really good chance that the Boomerang actually doesn't hit anybody at all. When I'm running Lightning Bolt, however, with Lightning Bolt, it follows me. It's actually like in front of my face as I'm running, which funny enough does not actually do that with the normal weapon. If you take a step, the normal weapon would deactivate. That's what makes Fire Blast, which is our main goal here, and Lightning Bolt so good in the backpack, is that it follows you while you're moving. So like in that setup, only the farthest monster is what really got the Boomerang stuck in it. And I had Queen Bee, that Purulent zombie, in front of me, and it would have died to Lightning Bolt. In fact, like if I was cursed, if anything was gonna kill me, it would have been the zombie that's directly in front of me, not the stuff that's way off in the distance. Down slamming in Graveyard is... oh, okay, this is actually a good thing to take a look at. So, bats and rats. With the Boomerang, there's a chance that I will not hit the bat or the rat. Lightning Bolt has the advantage of electricity, so there's like bouncing effects. It doesn't really aim up all that well, but I think it does like sort of wiggle up and down a little bit. With the Boomerang, now I'm losing that advantage. I'm losing that cover. Okay, double monsters. Can we get the happy birthday? we can. Beautifully done. Evo ready, actually. Always love that in the background. Like, that's such a cool statue. And obviously they're holding a cell and then holding a sword. But I wonder, like, what's the creature or character supposed to be? Like, would that have been a future boss? Is that, like, what the king would have looked like? It'd be fun to think that, okay, that's the originator of the cells concept. Like, cells leading to immortality and malaise and stuff like that. Like, is that the god of malaise back there? Really cool to think about. Obviously, nothing we can do with it now. You know what? What if I take brutality? Oh, wow, yeah. That was instant. Why did I not do that in the first place? All right, so same thing. We get to throw out one Boi Axe, and we get the advantage of a Fire Blast on top of it. Luckily enough, our Boi Axe also does oil. We have an oily boy that we're throwing out. So now we get that. Walking Katon. We don't have to worry about the rats anymore. That should hit the bats. And I would say that this is what I would call one of my favorite setups. Oh wow, and a lightning bolt shows up with root damage? No shot. Get that out of here. Even though it was actually like pretty good. So if you do have faith in my build selection, why not take that faith a step further? Subscribe and leave a like on the video. Of course, we do these kind of videos all the time. Viewers have asked me to turn this into a series, favorite build series. Maybe depending on like the likes and subscribes on this, we'll decide if we want to do it anymore. Incentive is Cavern. That's scary. As a matter of fact, just going in the Cavern period while cursed is scary. The curse incentive also adds a potential chance for the curse to show up in the cavern, which is really, really terrifying. But let's head in and see how we do. It's because of the burning oil. The Boi Axe, we need that oil on it. We could maybe try to roll it for oil plus like fire damage or something. It could brick as well, which would be very, very unfortunate. Wow, it's not bad, to be honest. Okay. It may have been bricked just a little bit. This is technically not all that worse than where it was at, but it's not all that much better. All right, so in the caverns, really the only thing I have to worry about are the birds and maybe the demons. The demons actually do not get burned by fire. Like, I'd almost dare call that a Dead Cell secret. It's them, and I think the skeleton doesn't get frozen. And then Earthshakers, these things don't get stunned. So those are like really, really niche effects that, like, in the grand scheme of things, you may never feel them in any run. However, if I was in here with like a pure arson build, for example, pyro with fire blast in the backpack, I would actually struggle against demons. There is stuff like oil grenade. I really don't think I need it. Technically speaking, you could go oily owl here, and that way you actually do not need to worry about this. Like a best case oily owl. This is owlet. This is even a build that you could run Instincto on. Now that you have oily owl with the fire, you can actually get crits. As you see, this build actually has no crits at all. It's only the fire blast that can crit, and that will activate Instincto. Now, just as a heads up, it won't give you like instant, like all cooldowns reduced, because it has like an internal cooldown to it. I believe the internal cooldown is 0.3 seconds. However, with the duration of the fire blast, you're probably getting like 2 or 3 ticks, which is still like a really good number. Oh wow, I got cursed. I'm actually surprised. I almost thought that the owl would kill it, or maybe like the burning oil would kill it and like save me from being cursed, but apparently that's not the case. Is my owl setting off the trap? That's not correct, right? All right, there we go. Triple bread, 20%. 20% damage reduction because this is a cursed biome? Is it actually leveling up the amulets as well? I'd be very surprised if that's the case. Yeah, so now that we have more malaise, monsters are gonna start transforming into elites. It's not a good look. However, like, imagine if I didn't have a build like this. Like, how much malaise would I be stacking if this was a non-favorite build? At this point, I think the only scary monsters besides the curses... Ow. The only scary thing on the map is literally the map itself. Monsters are a non-issue. Anything I can't kill is actually a problem. It's a very convenient elite. If it had, like, box... Yeah, 20% damage reduction. I'm almost of the mind to take it, but I really don't want to lose my other tactics scroll. As I said earlier, we're not like breaking records with our tactics count. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Like 25 is enough to win. However, it's we've been higher by the time we got to the giant. Oh my god. I think that's all the elites on the map. I think I just take it. Like, I know it's not good for our damage. However, 20% damage reduction, that's not possible to see otherwise. These are level 13 shields? What in the world? I would feel bad to not take it, to be honest. $4,000 rerolls. See what we can get. Can this not roll burning damage? Is that just not a thing? Flaming trail poison damage? Like, what in the world? I guess. Alright, I mean, the giant shouldn't be very difficult. We do have this legendary cleaver. I'm gonna show you all how powerful this is by just letting it sit. Okay, maybe it's not as strong as I think it is. However, the owl going nuts right now. I am missing. Wait, did it not go into phase 2? Did he not roar for the phase change? That's interesting. Okay, I'll take it. Hokuto, poison damage. As far as I know, that does not actually do extra damage on the mark. It only does damage on the actual arrow that's fired, which is not very good. Our legendary reward is a something. It is a ice shards that bounces on the ground. Technically, it has some synergy with oil, but there is absolutely no way it's gonna do better than what this setup is. Funny enough, like, it itself will activate the fire blast in my backpack, and that's not terrible in the slightest. However, the Boi Axe actually does damage. All right, so incentivized Dracula's Castle. It seems like I'm always going Dracula's Castle. I'm gonna do you all a favor. Let's go to High Peak instead. Only because I know the last favorite builds video, the final boss was Dracula. We did a tentacle video before that. Final boss was Dracula again. And to be honest, like, for time's sake, that works for me. Like, the faster I can get through this run, the faster I can get to, like, my other stuff. Either recording another video, writing a script. Nier Automata, X Stellar Blade, and Dead Cells. Honestly, this map should be even easier than Caverns. I know Caverns, we had the curse incentive, but these monsters are just absolutely getting melted. I'm almost walking a straight line. There's no real, Ooh, that's a real monster. I was gonna say there's no strategy to my movements. My only goal is to throw the Boi Axe and then walk in the direction I threw it. That's the safest direction I know. We'll keep going forward. Most of the time I'll like backtrack, go through the exit, because we know that these are just monsters. Though I do think a challenge rift might be able to spawn in here. Get the parry, was not worth it. I lost all my rally for some reason. Didn't even get a chance to get that back. I wonder if the 20% damage reduction helped there. All right, second elite, and it's gone. Let's keep going through because somebody could have food in here. There's no real reason to not use the health pot, I suppose. Like, we're very close to the end of the game, but I really blow through 4 of these by the end. Now, me doing all the down slams in High Peak Castle is also, like, not a good idea. In fact, one of my favorite videos I posted has me dying while cursed to a spike trap in here. I do believe it was a cursed version of High Peak Castle, so I must have gotten cursed from a sore loser or something like that. And I just ended up dying. Ooh, that thing blocks. I just ended up dying to a spike trap that was basically like that. I failed the dodge roll through it because I reacted at the last moment. Just running. Oh, not even running. I was using Assault Shield, the dash. In fact, if anyone can do me the favor of linking it in the comments so people know exactly what death I'm talking about, that was a good time. See, this has burning damage and 15% extra damage on it. It actually does the oil too. That's great. So now we're doing a lot of extra damage that we didn't have before. Almost 50, no, more than 50% extra damage to monsters. All right, so with all that done, we're gonna go into Throne Room. All right, Owlet's out. Remember, he does block bullets, so never fire that first cleaver in the front. All right, this is looking pretty good. Ooh, okay. I expected to do some parries or something. Wow, Owlet, calm down. Like, let me get up there at least. Ooh, didn't even jump? Didn't even do anything. What was that, like 3 attacks he got out? I actually feel kind of bad, but I'm not gonna feel that bad because I have one more biome left and another boss. Now, going into this biome, Astrolab, the main thing to worry about is the Genie Shantae. However, we happen to have a weapon that is my owl that is very good against that. But before that, we gotta get our legendary. That's so sad. All right, before we go up, we do have Shantae down here. I'm gonna just aggro to show you that Owlet, who is AFK for some reason, not able to hit the Genie at all. All right, here's another one. Second chance. There we go. That's what I was planning to show you this whole time. I never get these. Challenge Rift in Astrolab? Are you kidding me? All right, this is no longer a cursed seed. This is blessed seed. Blessed seed. Like, it even has the Astrolab music in the Challenge Rift zone. Is that normal? Does every biome play its own music in the Challenge Rift? For some reason, I feel like that's not correct. Am I tripping? Oh, this area is even a little laggy for me. That's unusual. I don't know if I've seen, like, jitters on this map before. Oh, wow, that thing got deleted. I still haven't seen an amulet that has, like, a ton of tactics on it. Like, I would have considered maybe swapping for triple tactics, but that never showed up. So instead, we're gonna take the benefit of 20% damage reduction and just roll with it. All right, now we start our climb. Honestly, the climb can often be the hardest part of the entire setup of Astrolab. If you ever think you're in danger, simply run through these. But like, this is often scary. You jump up there, you get pecked. You can just use your head and then drag it down. I think that's the safest way to go about that kind of situation. All right, so those are done. I don't think I'm gonna swap off the cleaver. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something stronger I could take, like a Tesla coil. However, we're gonna give the cleaver a chance. I guess I could re-roll it a couple times, see if it could get something extra cool, but there's a good chance that it cannot. All right, so here's our final setup. We have burning and 15% on the Boi Axe, bleeding and root on Fire Blast. Bleeding comes from the cleaver. Cleaver does damage to burning target, which makes me not really want to re-roll it. And then the owl is our oil source and does burning oil damage and bleed damage. Wow, I didn't notice that. So we're gonna go in as is, 0 defensive options. Typically, that is a bad idea. If this was your first time running this, even though it's one of my favorite builds, I would say to drop either the ammo or the point blank and take emergency triage. Triage makes it a little bit easier to chug. However, this is a spoiler boss. If you have gone this far, you're about to get spoiled if you haven't seen it. So back out now, but leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, because we'll do more of these if people seem to like it. I haven't done this fight in so long. All I ever fight is Queen and Dracula. It's like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I doing this to myself? Ooh! I saw some damage. Parries? Ooh, yeah, we stun. With Thunder Shield. Oh, we canceled. Hang on. Multiple cancels. I'm actually backing up because I feel scared. You can hold to attack with the Boi Axe. Sometimes I don't do that, because I want a little bit more control over when the arrows, well, not arrows, when the axes come out. Dang, I'm losing Fire Blast here. Roll. There we go. Alright. Good damage. We're already at the end. Ooh, there it is. Quick chug. Oh my god, my owl! Owl and the cleaver! I didn't even touch him! Anatawa. Why is my eye glowing? I'm trying to think, what do I have in the kit that would make my eye glow? Typically, that's not the normal color. It only does that if you're critting, I think? Is that because of Fire Blast? Can't kill me? This is it? Without me, you're nothing? Mommy. I swear I have not fought this guy in like a year. Yeah, see, now my eye's back to normal. Wow. What a run. And matter of fact, we almost sped run through it. That's the power of having a legitimately good build, where you could hold forward and press the square button. Nerves of Steel could never. That, honestly, I would call that a favorite build. Boi Axe, Acrobatipack, Fire Blast. We did have to run Lightning Bolt for a while, but Fire Blast is the ideal setup. Oily Owl, and then whatever else you want. Honestly, the sky's the limit. But yo, that was a successful run. Again, if you want to see more as a series of videos, favorite builds, leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and then subscribe. That way you can get notified when we do more of these. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. Here's some other Dead Cells vids you can take a look at. And otherwise, I will catch you next time.